It's not money, it's not a commodity, it has no intrinsic value, so it can't be a store of value if it doesn't have any underlying value to store.
Criticize their investors. If they get mad, they're gambling.
If you have as a gambling token, you don't have a currency. I can't buy a pizza with Bitcoin. I can't buy a car with Bitcoin. All I can do is put money into it and then watch it go up 20% and down 30%.
If it's not a great store of value, and I don't think it is, either one of those things, because in the very least, the volatility, well then what makes it valuable?
In almost 20,000 intrinsically worthless cryptocurrencies, so we've lost 2 trillion, 1 trillion left to go to zero out.
For the first time of this entire bear market, Bitcoin's most reliable chart just did something we've been waiting for. And it will send shockwaves through the basements of the Moon Boys worldwide. And a lot of people out there are saying that this is the biggest fake out so far. But what if I told you to clench your cheeks, because what is about to happen is bigger than anything that you could ever imagine. How big? Think of the biggest thing you can imagine. You got it? Now double it. You heard of Spitz Magoo. And Bitcoin continues its upside rampage over the last few days after printing its largest daily candle in months. But is this Bitcoin short squeeze now over, or is it just getting started? Absolutely time-sensitive alerts. Take advantage of over $16,000 in deposit bonuses below, specifically $8,000 alone simply with BitGET here for U.S. traders. And as of 2 days ago, using my link below, 0% trading fees when using spot when signing up with the link below. Spot trading. And without any further ado, let's jump in. This is unbelievable. Bitcoin still is currently maintaining its uptrend of the last few days, potentially sending the baby bears into extreme fear. Are they convinced that this is potentially the bottom? A lot of things are showing up. And the biggest thing I want to show that I like a lot here, is very interesting, is that we've been waiting for this for months. We were watching as the MACD turned bullish on the daily chart, the weekly chart, even the 2-week chart. But now, for the very, very, very first time, this is something I've been watching and waiting for months. For the very first time, we have seen this momentum show its first signs on the monthly chart of swing to the upside. This has not happened this entire run, okay? And as you can see here with this MACD, we just haven't seen this yet. But as you can see here, is the worst of this dumpage over? And I remember looking at this get dumpy back in April of 2021 and wondering, wow, is this truly a signal that we're about to get completely and utterly dumped on? And it turned out it was, right? We had multiple months beginning in the middle of 2020 on the monthly chart of Bitcoin swinging massively to upside before this massive momentum swing here. And then about a year later, in the summer of 2021, in May of 2021, we saw Bitcoin, the monthly momentum, really start to shift when we got this drop from like 62,000, 63,000 down to 30,000 in that monthly candle. It was devastating, right? And then a few months later, we set a new all-time high, but then, everyone knows we completely got dumped on afterwards. But right here, as soon as we got this monthly momentum shift here, it really did spell the beginning of the bearish trend. Even though after that we did set a new all-time high, it was kind of a fake out. So with that being said, here, this is the very first momentum switch on the monthly chart, the strongest chart, right? The hourly chart, not that important. The 4-hour chart, not that important. Daily chart, not really that important. But the weekly chart, that has a lot of value to it and a lot of respect to its name. But the monthly chart has, roughly 4 times that amount. The monthly chart is just very important. It's not something to ignore. And we've just gotten this cross potentially. There are a bunch of bottom indicators that have gone off over the past few weeks. But this specifically, in my opinion, is one of the biggest ones. Now, keep in mind, in just 2 days from now, we'll be getting the new CPI print to see if inflation is truly coming down. If it is lower than expectations, expect the market to blow up to the upside, the stock market and Bitcoin. But specifically, what happened last time we got this first? Remember, this happened back in 2019, the very, very beginning of 2019. Remember, the bear market bottomed at the very end of 2018, and then the very beginning of 2019, just a month later, we saw this momentum shift. You can see that here. And what happened afterwards? Well, if we kind of just transpose this, it actually looks very similar. We had one gigantic big dumpy candle here, and then a few months of kind of trading sideways, trying to cement a bottom. And what this shows us, if we do anything similar to the last bear market bottom, over the next few months, a relief to even the $50,000 level for Bitcoin would be exactly the trajectory that we've seen previously. Once we've seen this MACD on the monthly chart start to swing around here. Okay, I'm talking about this move right here. Now, again, it's not just the charts. We have to factor in, like I just said, inflation and the global economy. However, this is just a huge reach around right there. Absolute, complete reach around surprise. And I think everyone should be watching that. And as well, if the DXY truly has topped out, there are some very convincing signs that potentially it has, and it will be absolutely cemented and concrete if the DXY data comes back, or if the CPI data comes back to be less dumpy than we're expecting. But as well, I think it's worth noting that what is happening right now is that on the entire cryptocurrency market chart for the past year, we've been held on by this resistance. And now for the first time, it's also come in contact with this 200 week and potentially trying to bounce out of this level. We've been talking about this for weeks, where this downtrending resistance is coming into contact with its long-term support on this weekly chart. And the 200 week is strong support. It has not really gone below that at all in a weekly candle. It has had wicks, but it has not really dumped. And as well, we see this momentum on the weekly starting to shift upwards as well. This, in my opinion, even if it is just a short-term relief rally for a couple of weeks or a couple of months, is the most convincing opportunity of a relief rally that we have seen in the past year. So again, if we combine this with positive CPI data in just 2 days, combined with the fact that the merge is expected within the next couple of days as well, there's no exact date, but sometime around the 13th, 14th, or 15th, then, I mean, this could get so big. It could just get so ridiculously big. And combined with that, Ethereum has, as of the last day, broken above this historical, insanely hard resistance point. So this could get extremely bullish. We set a higher low here, right? We had this low, broke above it, came back down, set a higher low. Again, I'm long on this market. I am in open trades and I am long. Now, that's just what I'm doing. I'm not giving financial advice, but when I look at this chart, right? I've been in the market for the past 6 years. When I look at this chart, I would slap myself silly if I did not try to take advantage of this, right? Could it keep going down? Absolutely. But as I just said, my money is on what I believe is that it's going to have a breakout over the next few weeks. And specifically, if this CPI data comes back very bullish, there's almost zero chance, in my opinion, that we won't see a good pump, right? With the stock market and Bitcoin and a nice dump for the DXY. So everything is riding on these next 48 hours. Everything. It's just very big. So here's the show. Let's turn this is absolutely time-sensitive alerts. If you're interested in longing or shorting this market, make sure to take advantage of all the amazing trading bonuses below. Specifically, BitGet for US traders, biggest deposit bonus on YouTube, and the best trading fee bonus, meaning no trading fees for spot trading. And as well, if you stake with our ADA pool, you will be receiving not only ADA, not only Ape Society, not only Curb finance tokens, but also now freeloaders, which it has begun distributing. Follow on Twitter if you want more updates on that. The team that runs the ADA pool kind of updates that, and I retweet the information as that comes out. But without any further ado, that's free.